How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we are taking a look at the DIATONE GTB 195 or GTB5 for short. It is a 195 millimeter 5-inch 4S toothpick power pick FPV racing drone. Now a 4-inch version, the GTB 154 or the GTB4 is also available. Links for both down below. It is a TrueX carbon fiber frame configuration with arms measuring in at 4 millimeters in thickness. It has 1.5 millimeter thick top and bottom sandwich plates. Now the width of the arms are about 8 millimeters by the motors and gradually increases to about 10 millimeters by the hub, and has a couple of motor protector protrusions at the ends. So it comes out of the box just like this without the camera housing attached to minimize the footprint of the box. And here is the box that it came in. Open it up here, and on the top lid underneath of the box it tells you how to put them together, which is pretty self-explanatory actually. And it comes with a bunch of bags here. Let's start off with this one here, and a bunch of stuff in here. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got in here. All right, so we got some information about the ESC here, which is really nice. Just a little card, and here's the VTX information and also the flight controller information. So very nice. Instead of giving us a user manual like a little paper sheet, it comes in these little cards. Very nice. I like it a lot. Comes with a couple of battery straps, DIATONE branded battery straps, and we got a couple of, kind of looks like the M for the Mamba, but they give you 2 of these so you can place it underneath of the quad to safely protect the batteries, battery pads here. It's just a foam battery pad with sticky stuff on the one side. It's not a rubberized, it's just a regular foam pad. And we get the ESC to the flight controller wire, another extra one just in case. And we get a bunch of zip ties here, and we get a couple of antenna sleeves for your receiver antenna, and prop nuts, the ends for the antenna sleeves. And I'm not sure what this is. A couple of screws and a little plate with 2 holes in it. I'll soon find out, but I'm not sure what this is. Okay, so we got a wiring harness and the buzzer, and a bunch of screws and nuts. I believe those 4 screws you're going to need to bolt down the camera housing to the main frame here. So that's that. And this is another bag of goodies, and this one is for receivers. So you got one receiver wiring harness marked RXSR. So you plug this in to the drone and you can plug the other end to the RXSR receiver, so you don't have to do any soldering. And we got another one with an open wire. So this one you can use like XM receivers or the Crossfire receivers, so where you have to solder them on. So they give you 2 of those, so very nice. And last but not least, we get a set of Gemfan 5143 Hurricane props. So the motors are the Mamba 2204 2450 kV motors with the 3-spoke design and prop notch on each of the spokes. And as you can see, the windings are really nice, very tight and very neat, and has open bottom bell design, 16 millimeter holes, and we have the DIATONE machine cut screws are used all around the quadcopter. And motor wires are well protected and have these motor wire guards double-sided to the arms. Very nice. So the stack is the Diatone Mamba F405 Mini MK3 F35 20 by 20 millimeter stack combo, which has the Mamba F35 HV 3 to 6S 4-in-1 BL SD shot ESCs, and the flight controller is the Mamba F405 Mini MK3 flight controller. The firmware target is the Mamba F405 US, and Betaflight version 4.1.2 is pre-installed. It is rated 3 to 6S, has 6 UARTs, has Betaflight OSD of course, and M2 mounting holes. So the video transmitter is the Mamba TX400. It is a 25 to 200 to 400 switchable 40 channel VTX, and it has the IPEX antenna interface. I just have a dipole antenna on here so I can power up the quadcopter and check it out. So don't power up the quadcopter unless you already have an antenna stuck on here. This is not the antenna that came with the quadcopter. The antenna that came with the quadcopter is on the camera housing already, as you can see right there, and the IPX connector is right here as well. So I just put a antenna on there so I don't burn out the VTX powering up and checking it out. So you want to do that. You don't want to power this thing up without this antenna, or you will burn out the transmitter. And it also comes with the IRC tram protocol built in, so you can change the channels, the bands, and the power output using the Betaflight OSD using your transmitter. Now mine came unlocked, and these 3 little LED lights right there on the tip of my finger, the one on the right represents the 25 milliwatt, the one in the middle is a 200, and the one on the left is a 400 milliwatt. So when I powered mine on, the 25 milliwatt LED was solid red, so that indicates that it is unlocked. But if yours come with it and it is blinking, then you need to unlock it to utilize all of the channels and bands that are available for you. So what you want to do is you want to press these 2 buttons. So the button on the left here is the power button, and the button on the right here is the channel and the band changing button. So you want to press both of them at the same time together for about 5 seconds to either lock or unlock the VTX. So we have the XT60 connector with the 14 AWG wires. We got the camera connector harness and the receiver connector harness. We also have a Rubicon 35 volt 470 microfarad capacitor, and here are the 4 metal standoffs to connect the camera housing. And here is the camera housing. It has 2 millimeter bottom plate, 1.5 millimeter side plates, constructed together via 3 standoffs, 1, 2, and 3 standoffs. And it has the 3D printed antenna mount, and we got the dipole antenna for the VTX. We have 2 protrusions with the holes in it, so you can guide your receiver antennas out and solidify them with the antenna sleeves with the end caps. Now the camera is the Caddx Baby Ratel. It is a Starlight FPV camera, so you can fly this thing at night with just minimum amount of lights. I've done a review on this FPV camera. It is a great FPV camera. It is mounted with some spongy 14 millimeter to 19 millimeter adapter, which is really nice since it will help with the vibrations. You know, I really like the idea of the top portion of the quadcopter and the bottom being shipped separately, since you will have to take them apart anyway to install the receiver. Now, unless it comes as a bind and fly, but this model here only comes as a PNP version. So once you get everything set up, the receiver and the camera connected, screw these 2 together and you are good to go. Now, there's lots of room in between them for the receiver, but what would have been really nice is a receiver mounting system of some kind, like a separate 3D printed plate of some sort, so you can mount the receiver on it and screw them together so it'll stay nice and secure. Right now, if I put a receiver in there, I either have to kind of double-side sticky tape it to the VTX, which is not really a great idea, and somehow mount it onto the top camera housing somehow, but there's no way to kind of double-side it up there because of the big hole on the bottom. So a nice little 3D printed mounting system for the receiver would have been really, really nice. Alright guys, so here we go. We got the DIATONE GTB 195 all assembled now, and we are out here on the field for a little demo flight test. So I put the RXSR receiver in here, and I used that little wiring harness that they provided you with, so I just connected it and we are good to go. I didn't have to do any soldering whatsoever. So the receiver fits inside of the camera housing in there. I shoved it in there a little bit so you can barely see a little bit of it sticking out, the corner of the receiver sticking out. And I did put the antenna in here and put the sleeves. The sleeves were pretty long. I had to cut it in half, maybe a little shorter than the half, and stuck it on here, put the end caps on, so it is ready to go. And I did put a little zip tie to hold on to the XT60 connector so it doesn't pull on it if I get the battery ejected. And I did put a GPS module on here. This is the HGLRC M80 GPS module. I wasn't able to obtain true GPS lock last night inside the house, so hopefully we get some GPS lock out here so we can test out how fast this thing goes. I don't really need the GPS return home or anything. I just want to see how fast this thing is going to fly when we do the FPV version of the flight test. I also put the buzzer module on here, zip tied it to the front arm. It already comes with a little double-sided sticky tape, so you stick it on there. Just soldered on the positive and the negative to the battery pads, and it is ready to go here. So let's go for a little demo flight, line of sight first with the GTB 195. Alright guys, so here we go. I got a 1300 milliamp China Hobby Line 100C 4S on here. Nice and quiet. And indeed, the battery pad that came with the quadcopter is in fact solid rubber. And it holds the battery in place pretty decent. Once you strap it, it doesn't move around. Oh yeah. Not the greatest power. And that was a full throttle. So not the greatest amount of power, but kind of a smooth power. And it is a lightweight, so let's do a little punch out here. And that is the full throttle punch out. One more. I think that's pretty decent. 195 millimeters. The whole total weighing in at about 220 grams with all the battery straps and the GPS module and all that stuff without the battery, just like this. One more punch out. Oh yeah, that's got decent power. Yeah. I wonder if this could be kind of a long range type setup as well, and use the lithium ion battery pack and do some cruising around, right? It feels really nice though. Oh yeah, feeling really good. Oh yeah, really smooth. Nice and quiet. Let's go ahead and put on the FPV goggles and see how this thing flies. There we go. Alright guys, so here we go with our first FPV test with the GTB 195. Got my satellites. And it is a smooth takeoff already. And the Caddx Baby Ratel is looking pretty nice. I still have my VTX set to just 25 milliwatts. So I'm gonna go ahead and land it like really quick here and up the VTX output power. No, scraggle. There we go. A rough landing for the first landing. So tramp protocol. Let's see, I'm gonna hit it up to the 200. That should be good enough. Confirm. And there we go. All right. Okay, we're back. And as I was saying, the Caddx Baby Ratel is looking pretty nice. Oh yeah, this thing got smooth power. And I'm running the same preset PIDs that they already have tuned for this quad, which is really nice, so you don't have to go through the trouble of tuning it yourself. I just changed the rates to my rates and that is it. So this is completely stock right out of the box. Oh, it is so nice. Oh, it is a smooth flyer. Talk about being smooth. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I do have my rescue turned on, but I don't have it on a switch. I should just kept it off, because it has Betaflight version 4.1.2 and I can't take off without achieving the satellite count, which was 6. I set it to 6. The default is 8, but I should have just turned it off so I can just take off without achieving any GPS satellites, but still be able to get the OSD readout. Okay, this battery seems to be pretty low, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch out the battery. And I'm going through the trouble of depleted battery. My battery packs are all kind of so I need to replace my batteries with some new battery packs, and that will happen very soon, hopefully. I'm waiting for a good sale to go on during the Black Friday sale. extravaganza. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring it in and we'll do a little speed test. I have the camera set pretty low and I'm able to see my landing pad, but when it was delivered, man, that thing was up like 45 degrees. Alright, so let me go ahead and change out the battery. Alright guys, so here we go with our second flight. Yeah, definitely a smooth flyer. Really nice. Let's see how fast it goes. We go to right about here and head on towards home. I think that was pretty decent. I wasn't looking at the kilometers per hour. I think I hit about 116 on that one. So we'll convert that to miles per hour and see how fast this thing actually was or is. So I have the 1300 milliamp China Hobby Line battery, and that's a pretty big battery. So one more. Looked like I hit 120. So there you go. That's the speed of the GTB 195. And this thing is really nice, guys. I gotta take it to the park and do some freestyle with this thing. The only downside that I can think of on this quad is that there's no place to mount your GoPro. Oh man, this is a nice flyer, guys. This is a really nice flyer. Nice and smooth, already tuned. A super nice flyer. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I said, there's no place to mount a action camera. Maybe you could find a place on top of the camera housing there with that standoff. Perhaps you can put like Insta360 Go or something and get a 5-minute flight. Get a nice steady flight video. Oh yeah, this thing's got virtually no prop wash too. And these props are pretty decent. Oh man. I think I'm in love. It doesn't have the awesome power, but it has everything else. Oh, beautiful. I'm liking it. Awesome, awesome. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it in. Got about 4 minutes of flight time. So it was a pretty decent battery, this one. So if you want to check out the GTB 195 for yourself, or maybe the younger brother, the 4-inch GTB 140, what is it, 154? GTB 4. We'll call it the GTB 4. Yep, I'll leave the links down below so you guys can check it out. I think this one is on a flash sale, so you'll get a little discount. So check it out. Maybe you can use the coupon code on this one, maybe perhaps not, because it's already on a flash sale. So you're probably not going to be able to use the coupon codes. But there you go, guys, my review and demo flight of the DIATONE GTB 195. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time. Oh, so nice. There we go.